I wanted to come to you guys and make a video. I don't think, honestly, I don't think I made a video. I've talked about it, but I have not made a video about how my first side hustle failed. And I think there's a good lesson in it, because the same company that pretty much led to my untimely demise is the same company that, if you're on YouTube, same company that owns YouTube. So let me get to it, right? So for those of y'all that have not seen my content or are new to what I do, or, you're just rolling across, I'm a new YouTuber, so you probably haven't seen me. I go by the Awkward Black Guy. As you see my content, you know that goes up and down, it ebbs and flows. I'm awkward sometimes I'm not. Years of practice, right? So I'm a father, entrepreneur, technician. I work on vehicles. I'm an avid YouTube watcher, whatever, so on and so forth. Son, father, husband, the whole shebang, right? So it's a sore subject because I worked a long time on this project, on my business, my first side hustle. It's a two-part, right? Because my first side hustle led into my second, right? And they ended up kind of being one side hustle. So at the end of the day, there's a lesson. So let's get to it. So first side hustle, that really led into my second and let it be my, they kind of intertwined as one. I was drop shipping products on eBay. And when I was drop shipping products on eBay, what I was doing, this is around the time that e-cigarettes and vaping and all that first got started. So I think nowadays it's you buy packets like pre-mixed liquids or whatever from like the gas station. You don't know what's in it. You just vaping it. I don't know. When I first started, it was not uncommon that people bought them and actually had them made at a vape shop, right? You would go get the liquid. It was like 2 different things plus a flavor, and you were good to go. And then it ended up being like people would make their own custom flavors, and you knew every ingredient that was in it, basically. And you knew how much nicotine, whatever. And later on, it turned into like you had to buy nicotine separate, separate from the actual flavor itself. So things kind of changed, over time. But to get back into it, I found a market on eBay of people that like to buy e-cigarette products. So I was, I found atomizers, drip style vapes, which was, if you guys ever seen somebody, they pop a top off of it and they drip flavor on it and they power the wick and it, they vape it and made crazy clouds. That's what we were doing back then. And we went crazy over built like the parts that were needed. There was a pretty good market. So I identified a market. I needed to find a product to sell that would be able to make me some money. So there was a company that would, and I'm not going to put them out there because I don't know what comes of that, but essentially that particular company had really good discounts on their products. And if you were a loyal customer, meaning you had a certain amount of orders a month or whatever, you got another additional discount. Well, I found that they did not, the shipping location and the billing information, those could be totally separate. So what I was able to do, I found, was because I heard about drop shipping, I was able to buy a product from them, ship it to them, right? And I was able to use like a separate business address, or change the address, right? I would have their name, their information, and I would ship it to them. And the payment information I could keep for myself. So here's how I did it, right? Drop shipping in a nutshell is I don't hold the product. Somebody else does. Somebody else houses it and ships it. I make the money off of the difference of the part that I order and what I charge the customer. So when they get it, they think it's coming from me, right? I think it's coming from me. There's no products, there's no paperwork or anything like that inside that would let them know that it's not from me. It's the product they ordered, And for all they know, came from me. So contacted this company. It was only a few people that owned it. They were very hands-on. I talked to them. They were cool with the process. Great. Perfect. So first couple of orders came in on eBay, right? And I believe they were on like a little atomizer. If you fill it with liquid, you twist it down, and that's where the smoke comes from. So cool, right? So they vaped. They ordered it. It came through. I never forget it. Bing, hit my PayPal. This is back when PayPal the app used to make a cha-ching noise when you know what I'm saying, when money was on line one. So boom, got the order. I ran to my phone, got on there, and I checked on eBay, and I saw the buyer's name, some notes from the buyer, and what else was it? Oh, the address and the amount, right? So what I did was I set the amount that I sold. Let's say the product was $20 on this company's website, right? And then, so boom, $20. And I think if I remember correctly, if you ordered through them a certain amount of time, you got free shipping too. So crazy discounts. Chinese products, they probably cost $3 to make. So they were making money regardless, you feel me? So $20, right? I take that, shipping's free. On eBay, I think on eBay, I had it put out for like, I think it was like $39.99, right? So it covered eBay fees. And then I charged, it was free shipping, right? So I didn't charge them on shipping. And I covered all my eBay fees and still was able to pocket some money, right? So it came in, the money hit my PayPal, and wasn't ready. You couldn't get your funds immediately, right? So that was the downside, but money hit my PayPal, boom. I sent it out, shipped it out to that person, straight from eBay. We were in the game. So that was my first time. I think the next day, same thing. I think I got a few more. So immediately that Friday, I was sourcing from their website. What all can I, what can I do, So I think I threw like 15 things on there. I got their product images from that website. I got like the okay from the owner to take their product pictures and all that. And I got jiggy, like I did my thing. So orders were just coming through, boom, 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 boom. And I'm shipping them out. And my PayPal is growing, right? And so you can see kind of at the end of the month what you're left with, what your ROI was. I just made sure that each particular item had a set return on investment. 5, 10, 15, 20, whatever it was, I had a set, you know what I mean? And what ended up happening with that was I put all my eggs in one basket, and regulations changed on the type of products that can be sold on eBay. Killed that business completely. I was getting money. During this time, since I got really, really confident in my ability to make money, and online, what I ended up doing was I started a blog, right? So took the money from the first business and set up a blog. And with the blogs are a little different. Blogs, you got to write the content. You got to sit down, take time to write the content. You have to learn how to write content. You have to learn how to link out to content. You have to, so time, as time goes, you get better and better. This would have been maybe 2012, something like that. So cool, started the website. I might have had 50 articles. And the reason I started it was because I heard of a business strategy called affiliate marketing. And affiliate marketing is something I'll never stop doing, because let me tell you what it is. So basically affiliate marketing, and I mentioned in some of my previous videos as well, it's very similar to drop shipping, except the customer does not think it's coming from you at all. If that makes sense. Affiliate marketing is saying, hey, woman A has product for $50 and needs more buyers, right? Woman B has buyers, does not have product. So woman B says, yo, woman A, I have people that want this. I can sell it to them for you, right? I can sell it for you. And she goes, oh, okay, well, Cool. Well, if you sell it for me, I'll give you a little bit of the money we make from it. Perfect. Give me $10 every time you sell something that's $50. She goes, cool. So now in a sense, you're selling and getting a cut from what you're selling. Basically, is what it is. And you don't have to house the product. Woman A houses the product. You don't have to ship the product. Woman A ships the product. You get what I'm saying? So it takes a lot of the stress off you. The only thing you need to do is drive traffic to a link. So blogging at that time was a really good way of doing it, because if you create content and you know how to make it so that it shows on Google and it's something people are looking for, you know what I'm saying? It's the bag. So naturally, I went for the bag. Always been a hustler. Went for the bag, right? So created a website, picked a niche, did my thing. Over time, I'm trying to rank on Google, right? Like I'm trying to get my product to rank on Google. That's the main focus. Over time, what ended up happening is it became harder and harder to rank on Google. Yeah, yeah. Um, my bad, y'all. I had to. I got a kid. I got a wife. My wife is, by the way, she's pregnant, so we got another one coming. God willing, inshallah, God willing. So hopefully that works out good and baby's healthy and we can bring a blessing into this world. So again, hard for me to talk about a failure, right? I don't like talking about failing. I think failing is, I learned the most from it. I'll be honest with you. I don't learn much from winning. I learn a whole lot from failing. And I think a lot of business owners, a lot of entrepreneurs will say the same thing. If you fail a lot, when you finally win, it's a crazy win. Not just because it feels better, but because it's so much more efficient. You know what I mean? Because you know, like you know what you need to do. So let me try to get back to it. So I got the website going, like I said, maybe about 2012. I went through the trials and tribulations. Over time, like I was saying, Google ended up making it a lot harder to, you know, be profitable in a sense, right? They made it a lot harder to do that. And what ended up happening ultimately is I would weave, I bobbed and weaved, I stayed scrappy, I did my thing, I threw jabs when I tucked my chin and got cracking. So money kept coming, money kept coming. I got really comfortable. And there was many times where, I would not update my content. I would not add new content. I would not edit articles the way that I told myself I should. And it got to a point where it was it was pretty tough. So I got back on track and got everything going. Ultimately, Google implemented artificial intelligence, and they did that right after they did a massive Google update. And what it did was it changed the way that Google works, period. So it killed off, I'd say, maybe 80% of the traffic to most websites on online that relied on Google for search for views. You used to, there was search queries that I was showing up number one for that got really good traffic. And my money was consistent every month. And it ended up, I would see it drop and drop and drop. And what was happening was I would see each article, each blog post that I wrote get less and less traffic, and it would move down each position in Google, right? So if you're ranking number one, that's where you want to be. That gets the most clicks, right? Because people don't want to scroll. I would say maybe 2 months after the update, I was on page 2. Not even page 1, position 1. I was on page 2. You would have to scroll. You'd have to scroll 5 minutes to find me. I'm not gonna lie, it broke my heart because I worked many, many, many years on that website. And yeah, to be honest, like there was times where I could have did a little bit more, you know. I think I got comfortable some of the times, but even if I capitalized on those times and really got cracking, that this update would have just destroyed more. You know what I'm saying? So here I am today without that side hustle going on. It's, I still do have an Amazon account where I do affiliate marketing, meaning I have the ability to make revenue from affiliate marketing still. That was my primary revenue on that website. This is what I learned. There's a lesson. Obviously, do not put all of your eggs in one basket. That's huge. But be consistent for sure. But it goes a little bit deeper than don't put all your eggs in one basket. You should be trying to get to a point where you're not relying on anybody else to feed you. So, for example, Amazon affiliate marketing. Amazon can just say, nah, your account, sorry, awkward black guy, your account's done. You know what I'm saying? That's done. It's over with. But the plus is if you don't have that account anymore, you still have your videos or you still have your website. So technically, one of the things is if you have a website, right? If you're not getting any traffic from it, it's still a website. You can still get traffic from it. You can still do your thing. You know what I'm saying? You just have to find a way to send traffic to it. And you can still affiliate market, right? But in reality, the more control you have on your business, the better. Meaning the more money you can that you can verify you're gonna make, I want everything to be on me. That's the best case scenario. YouTube and anything Google owns, we're subject to that changing. And that's just the reality. We're subject to anything happening. So I would say the smartest business tip I would give you from going through this is if you're using somebody else's resources like Google, if you're doing that, that's cool. Use that as a way to save up to invest in something or create something that's self-sustainable, that if you touch it, it grows. If you don't touch it, it grows, right? But it's not reliant upon another faction's money. Like it's not reliant upon somebody else because they can snap a finger, you're done. So that's the reality of this story. And that's what I learned. There's lots of little small stories within that, but I think I'd put you to sleep with those. So yeah, stay scrappy. Always be learning about your craft while you're performing your craft, and try to get yourself to a point where whatever you're doing is something that you move the needle on. If somebody else stops moving the needle, you can still move it. Build a website, right? Building a website is up to you. If the company that hosts the website goes out of business, you can still take that and move it to another company, right? And still do what you have to do. YouTube is not your website. YouTube is a website and it's hosting your content. And if they decide you're not monetized anymore, then you're not monetized. So instead of relying on monetization, maybe try to create your own product to sell, right? Create course, create any type of product, a course, create an ebook, create a product, create anything. E-products are the best, but create something that will sell. Create something that, like I said, if they take monetization away, you should still be able to make some kind of money off the same thing. Because like I said, the reason we're using YouTube and Google is because it had traffic and got viewers. YouTube by far is easier, but you get what I'm saying? So take advantage of that and grow that crowd. Maybe create a website. Maybe make sure you try to drive traffic to and from your social media. That way you share everybody. And finally, I've said this before. I said all these things before, but maybe even create an email list. Just build this email list up. What if 5 years from now, right, you have 20,000 email accounts, right? And all of a sudden, YouTube was like, we don't like your content. But there's a competitor out there. So they get rid of your content. You can go to the competitor, email all of your 20,000 people and say, hey, I'm here now. Come take a look. So that'd be my recommendation. It's about kind of using resources and understanding that those resources don't love you, and do what you got to do with them. But I'm gonna holler at y'all. I linked to a video where I talked about the fastest way to make to create a side hustle, and I did it in 10 minutes. So take a look at it and see what's up.